I can look at a horse and study him, and I never forget him. I've always painted just what somebody would want, but the horses, cattle, I've always enjoyed it, and that's what I've been painting. I drew horses ever since I was a kid, and I rode horses ever since I was a kid. And horse is just my life.
This is probably my favorite of all those paintings. It's Sugar Bars. It was painted in 1959.
AQHA Executive Vice President Don Treadway expresses his thoughts about the paintings and legacy of one of the great personalities in American quarter horse history, artist Orren Mixer.
Orren Mixer was an icon in our industry. He was without question the most famous, renowned painter of American quarter horses. He's basically recorded the history of our breed from the 1950s on till the mid-2000s on canvas.
The American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum's current exhibit, Orren Mixer, Artist of the American Quarter Horse, features more than 50 artifacts and priceless paintings that chronicle the horses that helped shape and define the breed.
Mr. Mixer captured the history of the breed and many of the foundation sires, sires that are in the pedigrees of a lot of modern day quarter horses. So almost everyone can come and trace their horse back to one of the horses in the show.
The exhibit is a collaboration between the Hall of Fame and Museum, the Dogwood Foundation, Lewis Pierce Jr. family, and Fulton Kiansabe Ranch. This unique collection of equine masterpieces spans 6 decades in the career of the most prolific American quarter horse painter in history.
I want to work on this old stud here a little bit and clean up his throat latch. And I want to go over all these horses, check them out, and see if they got a brand on them and see if they're healthy.
Mixer's attention to detail and ability to capture the essence of the American quarter horse led to the commission of possibly his most famous work of art, the Ideal American Quarter Horse, painted in 1968, which is permanently displayed in the AQHA headquarters.
I think most breeders of American quarter horses are trying to raise one in 2013 that looks like that horse did in 1968.
The painting was not an actual portrait of a particular American quarter horse. Mixer combined into one masterpiece what he thought were the best traits from the many American quarter horses he'd seen during his travels and many commissions. Since then, the painting has been an integral part of AQHA's brand and has appeared on everything from posters to official letterheads.
We use it as our logo. It's been used many different ways throughout the association since it was completed in 1968. And we still use it today.
The exhibit also features artifacts such as Mixer's art cabinet, palette, paintbrushes, and bronze statue, not to mention historical photos, American quarter horse journals in which his work donned the cover, and an interactive touchscreen video kiosk, which allows visitors to hear from the artist himself.
This adds a more personal touch, being able to hear the artist in his own words say why he does what he does, and to see him creating some of the works that are in the show.
That's what I'm featuring. Then Oklahoma's back on the left-hand side.
In addition, the exhibit is fully displayed online. You can view the paintings and the history behind them, purchase prints, and watch video interview clips. It's all at your fingertips with just a few clicks.
The Sugar Bars and Leo were kind of the two horses that put Bud Warren on the map. He would breed Leo daughters to Sugar Bars and Sugar Bars daughters to Leo. And these great mares he has here, I can't remember them all, but they're all identified. We have records of who each one of them is, and obviously we could look and see what the 1959 foal was. But to me, it's just a fantastic painting showing what our horses look like in 1959. And this is the Orren residence and the dairy barn that was a trademark of the Warren Ranch.
During our visit with Don Treadway, he shared history and stories behind many of the pieces that stood out in his mind, such as the recent acquisition of Barbara L. and Miss Myers, commissioned by A.B. Green. The two AQHA industry commissions featuring a racing American quarter horse and the other highlighting the various disciplines of the AQHA World Show. We can't forget the first of the Legends paintings featuring King, Leo, and Wimpy, which is displayed in the Ken Banks Theater, or the story behind this painting. Rocket Wrangler never once raced the La Mesa racetrack in Raton, New Mexico, but Mixer found a way to make it appear that way for owner J.R. Adams, who commissioned the piece.
And I think he told Orren, he said, I want you to figure out a way to put the two of these together. Those are two of my most proudest possessions, Rocket Wrangler and La Mesa Park. Although he never raced there, figure out a way to get him there. And he did. I think it turned out really well.
Just as famous as the paintings themselves, Orren Mixer's personality, demeanor, and ability to recall accurate details about all the horses he painted and the people he painted them for make him stand out even more. Mixer could masterfully capture the beauty in every horse.
He was quite a storyteller. Behind every painting is a story. Behind every individual he ever met, he never forgot a face or a name, and he knows and remembered every detail of every painting that he did, where it was, the pictures were taken, where the horse was, who the owner was, and all those kinds of details.
Every horse he painted was unique and had its own personality, and Mr. Mixer could tell you about that personality.
He just had so many talents. I mean, he was a great storyteller, a great artist, painter, obviously, but a great individual too. And he was a very good people person. He would talk to anybody and try to learn more about them and see what their perspective of the American Quarter Horse was. So he was just a great guy.
Orren Mixer, artist of the American Quarter Horse, will be on display through July. The last day of the exhibit coincides with the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum's National Day of the Cowboy celebration on July 27th. A great family event featuring activities, rides, entertainment, and of course, this one-of-a-kind art exhibit. For more information, visit quarterhorsemuseum.com.
Okay, look. When gas prices jump, you still gotta work. So suddenly you're cutting back on everything from family vacations to cell phone minutes. Well, here's a thought. How about cutting back on gas? Here's how. The Ford F-150. It gets 23 highway miles per gallon. That's the best. So you can get the job done and get a break at the pump. Yeah, how's that sound? This is the future. This is the Ford F-150.